DJ Leroy.
Night Watchman. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. Are you yet into the spirit?
I'm in a holiday mood. I'm feeling festive. How about you?
Well, not bad, not bad. Where is your ugly sweater? Is that it?
Absolutely. Look at it.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's pretty brutal. No doubt, no doubt. Well,
Where's
we have
yours?
a.
Where's yours?
I'm sorry. I didn't get the memo. I didn't get the memo. So you know what?
You
I'm
didn't
just
get the
doing an old.
memo.
Can you see my old? Oh God, which way? I can't even see. But there it goes. You see the empowerment
Oh,
zone?
oh
Yes,
wow, wow.
yes.
That's a classic.
A real
Yeah,
throwback. Real throwback.
yeah, yeah. You worked
So,
with them before the internet.
yeah. You had to get that in there, didn't you? Anyway, guys, we're gonna have a great show this evening.
Hmm.
We have really all about the holiday spirit and
Right.
and the stuff
Hmm.
happening. So,
Hmm.
this first guy I want to bring out here, man, Mr. Billy Counsel. He
No,
is
no, 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 no. We have to
no.
start out with the Grand Lady of
I
Harlem,
was
our,
waiting
our
for the
best
last.
friend.
You want to bring her out
No,
first?
no, no.
Oh,
Lady first.
I was going to have drum roll and all that stuff.
Yeah, drum
Okay,
roll. Come on.
fine,
Come
fine.
on.
You have Angie Hancock, why don't you?
That's right.
Thank you,
Angie.
Bob.
Oh. Well, needless to say, I definitely have to say, if anybody talks about Lenox Avenue Sizzles or Food and Drink Boulevard and does not mention Angie Hancock, then who the hell is that person? Okay,
All
that's
right,
what I got to say.
but that's not
I
what we're
don't I
talking
don't
about.
know.
But we're talking about shop and sip this time.
Ah, there you go, there you go. Oh,
Yeah.
eh, okay, and of course she has one of my favorite beverages right there.
Right, right,
As the
right.
eye, no doubt. So okay. Um, I do like this. I do like
Yeah.
this indeed.
I'm
So
feeling festive just looking at the graphics there. I'm starting to hum Christmas songs.
well. Now that you completely threw off my intro vibe here, Night Watchman.
Get
You
back
know
in the
what?
game. Get back on defense.
I don't know. I don't know. Now instead, I'm going to have to definitely bring out a husband and wife team who no doubt are really, really keeping it real. And they know I love them. Why? Oh my God! Because could it be because they hired my nephew? Could it be? But anyway, and the one of a kind gifts that put Harlem on the map from Nilu himself. We have Katrina and Mark. What's up, guys?
Hey, hey, what's going
Uh,
on?
All right, right.
Good
Happy
morning.
holidays. All
Hey,
right.
let's
Good
give
evening.
them a solo shot because the store looks marvelous.
Yes, and fully stocked. Yes.
Yes,
We,
we are ready. We are ready
okay.
for it.
We
Hmm.
we are coming through. Or
Hmm.
Night Watchman. No, I think I'm going there first because I know you'll try to take every damn thing. Okay. Yes. Yes. Quite good. All right, guys.
Hmm.
Now, Night Watchman.
Yes.
Here it goes. I started with this guy. That's what
Hmm.
I wanted to do, but instead I'm saving the best for last.
Strong finish.
A
That's right.
strong finish. That's it. Mr. Billy Counsel, come on out here, man.
How you
Billy,
doing, fellas? What's going on? Good evening.
good,
Good evening, Bob, Curtis. How you doing? Hello,
Yes.
Angie.
good,
Hello,
my
guys.
brother.
Yes,
Oh
Hmm.
man. So Night Watchman, being that you had certain ideas, would you like to start off your
No,
inquiry?
no. Let's turn it over to Angie Hancock.
Oh, okay.
I think
Angie, do tell us about. That's right. Shop and sip. Do tell us.
Sure. So we actually have a couple of things going on next week. Kicking off on December 10th, we're doing the Shop Harlem
Mm.
virtual holiday fair. Nilu will be one of our many Harlem retailers that'll be participating. That will give you an opportunity to preview some of the great merchandise and unique gifts that they have available for sale. There's actually over 20 to 25 Harlem makers and vendors that'll be participating in that event. And we are hoping that will inspire you to come out December 11th through 13th to shop and sip. When you make a
Mm.
purchase at one of our participating retailers or makers, that will entitle you to a complimentary cocktail, compliments of Maker's Mark at one of our
Ooh.
participating restaurants. Cove Lounge is going to tell you a little bit about what they'll be offering that evening. But, hint, go for the lemon pepper wings and the truffle fries.
Okay. All right. Okay. Inside information right there.
Absolutely.
Yes, I'm here for your audience. I can tell you what to eat at every restaurant.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, Billy, being that you did give a little shout out there, do tell what do we have waiting for us at Cove?
Oh man, we got a special drink that's called a Jingles, and the Jingles Maker's Mark with a little bit of Bailey, Coco Lopez, and cinnamon with a little bit of heavy cream on it. So it's gonna be very fruity and festive for you.
Wow.
All right.
And she did mention something about wings, because I love me some wings. Tell me about them damn wings.
Oh man, so Angie loves our lemon pepper wings. So we have a variety of wings. We have honey sriracha wings. We got honey barbecue wings. We're known for that. So once you guys participate and just come on down, and we'll welcome you.
Beautiful. Night Watchman, you got your reservation yet or what?
Absolutely. Cove
Okay.
Lounge. Got to be there.
Well, now, Nylu, with this well-stocked background here, do tell, you got any special things that weren't offered last year, but now this year, bam, we're bringing it to Nylu?
All of our things are special, of course. No.
Ooh.
We've got 6 new makers of color that we've added on since we opened back up in August. So we've got some great personal skincare lines by Brosley Soap. Lamar Farms, now we're featuring their soap. We've got 3 new candle lines, Blue Sage, which will help with all of your different chakras. I can't pronounce his name, Chandel Altier, which he is up in Westchester, a really beautiful new candle line as well. We've got some new teas, Brooklyn teas in the house, as well as a local tea from Harlem called Modesta tea. And we've got Adjourn. So we've got, for your home, we've got a full bar with all the accoutrements set up. So whether you're going to drink a hot toddy, whether you're going to drink just a straight up gin and tonic, or we got all of that new stuff ready for COVID and for the winter, and some Nylu branded, house brand textiles, pillows, and things like that. So a lot of stuff here to check out.
Wow. Night Watchman, we can forget all the others. This is how you're supposed to treat a guest. You know that. I'm coming through.
Absolutely.
You know what? One of the things, certainly, the thing that has dominated from March to now, of course, has been COVID. So please tell me, how has it affected you guys and the bottom line? Nylu, start off.
It was brutal. I mean, like everybody else, our story is not that different. We decided, it is, people over profit. So we decided to stay closed even when we could open. So that meant about 4 months of this pure 0% revenue. And so that means that we have a huge hole to dig out of.
You dig in.
Yeah. So we had to pivot like everybody else. So a big part of our change is we're online, and we're online in a big way. We have nearly 200 new items online, and that means you can come, you can order and come pick it up, or we could deliver it across the country. So we, that's where we are right now, and it truly took a village, because so many people came in not to just spend money with us, but they actually offered up their professional services to help us out. So we were able to work with them, and here we are. We're actually got a new face, a new brand. We're ready to roll for 2021.
Now, where do people find you online?
ShopNylu.com. That's ShopNylu.com. On Instagram, we're Shop Nylu. That's SHOPNILU. And when you hit that site, we're offering competitive pricing. Shipping, so that $50 or more, you get free shipping to kind of make it easy for people to shop online.
Nice. Billy, certainly we know that the restaurant industry, tremendous hit in terms of not only not being able to have indoor, but also capacity wise. How has Cole been able to manage, considering the majority of your space is, of course, inside? How you guys doing?
Well, it's extremely tough for us for several reasons. One is, our business model has completely been disconnected, right? So we were more of a lounge bar type of atmosphere that's having to serve food. And now we have to just, do completely just food, right? There's no large gatherings, there's no holiday parties, there's no birthday parties. And 85% of our space is more so a bar area and lounge space. So that, that impact us pretty much this whole COVID, right? So we had outside and, we did outside, but you got to look at it. COVID is not a place that, people come to for, dinner, right? They come and they eat food there, but it's not a place that's really considered a full-blown restaurant, right? So we had a nightlife crowd, and our nightlife has, been dismantled at all. So it's been a tough time for us.
Wow, incredible. Angie, now you, of course, had been going for some years in terms of a digital platform. And when now the onset of COVID, what things have changed, or have you had to pivot additionally?
Yeah, like you mentioned, we've always been digital. And so what we've been doing since COVID is just doing everything we can to highlight and uplift and amplify what is going on in the neighborhood. At the top of COVID, a lot of virtual activities were taking place. A lot of the restaurants shifted to delivery. And so we introduced a weekly newsletter, Experience Harlem at Home. And once things opened up again, we continued to just let people know what was taking place in the neighborhood. We're pretty excited about this holiday program because they're actually being brought to you by AT&T as well as MakerSmart. And they came to us because they really wanted to see what they could do to support small businesses in Harlem. And so we're just looking forward to all of next week's activities. All of the stores are like nicely decorated, and just, we have all, I think, done what's needed to be done to adapt in this moment. I think New Yorkers have done a good job, even though COVID rates are increasing. I think, overall, we understand that we have to mask up, we have to social distance, and all of the stores and restaurants have great safety measures in place, as well as most of them offer online shopping. And so we hope that folks will take advantage of that. And actually, I'm glad that you brought this up, because we want to issue a challenge to the Harlem community. We are challenging at least 5,000 Harlemites to buy at least one of their holiday gifts this year from a local merchant. Do you think your folks can do that?
I think they can. As anybody who knows me, or even Night Watchman or whatever, we're all about uptown in Harlem. So yes, absolutely.
Exactly. And you're so right about that. And we appreciate it. Whenever I've had something we're working on, I say, hey, Curtis, can I come onto the show and talk about it? And you've always been amazing. So you've been a great ambassador for the neighborhood. Thank you for that.
Absolutely. And Night Watchman, so if I go by Nilu, right, and I pick out a couple of items, you'll pick them up for me or what?
No. No, I'm sorry. I will definitely pick them up. I just might not deliver them.
Gotcha.
Curtis, I got you. Let me know.
Angie, see, I knew I could always count on you, Angie.
Curtis, there is a candle, some lemon pepper wings, and a bottle of Maker's Mark with your name on it for both of you.
Thank you.
Let us know if you're more of a lavender kind of guy.
Night Watchman, are you listening to this? Okay, this is how you do it.
I am. I'm a lavender kind of guy.
Well, I do want to also find out, because not only you guys are, let's say, the business folks, but Katrina and Mark, your parents. So what has it been like with for your boys during this particular period? What's happening?
It's challenging as it is for all of the kids. We have one freshman and one sophomore in high school. So, the transition, like every kid, they have their good and bad days. So it's just, a matter of trying to keep them motivated is the biggest thing. Being their big cheerleader and keeping them motivated is probably the biggest challenge. And having them go outside and just exercise and, trying to have some type of normalcy during this crazy time.
Absolutely. Billy, do tell your experience.
So for me, it's been extremely difficult, especially with, the other businesses that I currently have, especially my nonprofit mentoring program for young men. Part of mentoring it's something that keeps, our kids off the streets, keeps our kids, focused on their goals. And, it's been tough, right? Because a lot of times kids are in school all day and they're on Zoom. And then, you're trying to do a mentoring session or you're trying to get with them to, see what's going on. Their attention span is gone, right? So the connection has been, dismantled a little bit, and we got to try to figure out a way to reconnect with our young people. And it's been tough during COVID because they're going through a lot. Especially over the past summer, there was no summer jobs, there were no athletic programs going on, there was no AAU basketball programs, trips and stuff like that. So a lot of our kids got caught in what I mean. The crossfire is idle time, and idle time is the worst thing to have for young men.
That's
especially
right, for the
in our
devil.
community.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's been kind of tough.
Got it. And Mark, now, what about you? Were you finding some of the kids, your sons, being zoomed out, so to speak, or what?
Yeah, they zoomed out. And so one of the blessings for me as a father is, I actually, one of my boys, at least twice a week, we actually go out to Morningside Park and play
Nice.
some games. And I like to think probably that wouldn't have happened if it was for COVID. So in essence, it actually brought us together as father and son. So being able to get out there and shoot, against my 16-year-old and still win at least one game, makes me feel, pretty good. So
Got you. And Edge, during this particular time, because anybody who knows you knows that you are an avid golfer. How's it been on the links?
My drive is pretty good. It's just the rest of the game. As you know, I ran down to Arizona last week for my birthday, and my drive was on point. Golf was one of the few safe things that you could do because it's outdoors, and there's not team contact involved. It's just you walking the course or in a cart with maybe one other person. So I got in a lot of golf this summer. So in that regard, it was good.
and I'll ask you a crazy question. On the links, you didn't happen to run into the orange man, did you?
No, we avoid all of those courses where it might be an issue. Although I was playing one course in New Jersey where driving up to the course, there were all of these large signs for our orange one, and we were just like, wow, I feel like in Harlem, especially, you don't even engage with anyone that are
exactly
Trumpers. And so to come onto this one course, we're like, wow, we better be careful out here.
Absolutely. Oh God. So I did that now, Katrina, and hearing what the market said in terms of bringing the closeness with the boys, the connection, whatnot. Now, in terms of, because you certainly have heard, especially as it relates to marriages, there have been, as they say, some challenges, right?
I contribute to this.
Yeah, don't put them on the spot or anything like that.
You see what happened, bro?
Curtis.
I know. Okay, let me back away. Considering my wife is in the next room there, so yes.
challenges. We actually celebrated our 18th year anniversary in September.
All
Oh,
right.
congratulations, y'all.
Congratulations, guys.
Yes, yeah.
Congrats.
It's challenging. There's a lot of time, and then we work together. We live together, so we break out. Definitely long walks. I like to ride my bike. Mark goes
Nice.
out and zooms out, and so it,
The maker's mark really helps out. You
Angie, so you see, for medical reasons, Maker's Mark, okay?
Yeah.
Well, I think I may have a new service. I can rent out my second bedroom for couples who need space.
Yes,
Right.
yes, indeed. Oh my God.
Call that the Maker's Mark Lounge.
There it
Let's
is.
give them a shot of the graphic here. Make sure we want to give your sponsors as much airtime as we can. We appreciate them, obviously.
Definitely.
So Angie, let's. I noticed that in your background, you've got a lot of gifts up there.
Yeah, do tell.
Tell us a little bit about what's behind you.
All right, sure. So we have a few of the gifts that will be featured during next week's Shop Virtual Harlem and Shop and Sip events. So as you can see the Nilu gift bag behind me. Definitely one of our favorite shops for finding unique gifts for everyone on your list. They have great gifts for men, women, children. Up above that bag, you can see Harlem Candle Company. That's one of our favorite candles in the neighborhood. You see a puzzle from Nilu as well. Great. We all have time on our hands. So putting together a 1,000-piece puzzle, that's probably a good week. You can see just adjacent to that, you can see a few bottles of wine. And so there's a wine subscription service. I'm not sure if you're aware. Wines by Moselle, and they feature winemakers of color, and they really cater to your palate. So, for those days where you just want to have a nice glass of wine with your dinner, reach out to Wines by Moselle. And speaking of dinner, a gift that somebody gave me long before I even moved to New York, I don't know if that was a hint or what, but was the Sylvia's Soul Food Cookbook. The first time I made my own mac and cheese, I used that recipe. Kind of a little hidden and tucked away behind that book there's some cool masks. Harlemites, we couldn't just go get those regular blue medical grade masks, right? And so, we had to put our own little oomph on those masks. And so Imani Leah has some great, beautiful, fashionable masks. They're among my favorite, as well as Ruth and Nathan's. You see some special Harlem wrapping paper behind me. So, it's the gift is important, but how you present that gift is just as important. I think over that shoulder, you can see some beautiful flowers from Franz James Floral. Barbara's Flowers also has amazing flowers. You see a nice, if you don't know what to get somebody, you can give them a gift certificate. So if you're paying close attention, you'll see over my shoulder, the Brownstone offers some great gift certificates, and really a lot of the vendors and retailers have gift certificates. And so if you're not sure what to get someone, just get them a gift certificate and let them choose for themselves. So that's just a small sampling of what'll be available next week.
Great.
Very nice. Night Watchman, there's lots of offers here,
Absolutely.
And we've never had our gift exchange. Come on, man. How long have we been doing this show? I feel left out. Anyway, go ahead, Night Watchman. Say what you're gonna say.
Well, Angie, what's the mood with the vendors? You're probably in touch with the core of the vendors, and we obviously appreciate their resiliency and the challenges that they're going through. So as you were putting this together, just to give us an idea of the mood of the vendors that you've been talking with.
Bob, you hit the nail on the head. Up in Harlem, we're resilient. We've been through difficult times before. A lot of us made it through the Great Recession, but unfortunately, as you know, a lot of us did not make it through the Great Recession. And so, we're really, what I think is great is how Harlem is coming together as a community to support one another. And so I want to also mention some of my other partners on this program. You have Harlem Business Alliance that has been working and supporting the Harlem community for years. We're also working with Harlem Park to Park on this initiative and Harlem Stage. And so I really love just how, as a community, people are excited about this. They want to know what they can do. And we're here to let them know. So definitely make sure your audience checks out experienceharlem.com so they can learn more about, just interesting, different, unique Harlem gifts, as well as about the events that are happening next week. And we're also going to feature some really cool gifts and prizes. So it pays to tune in and sign up for our emails early.
Well, give me, I guess, an overview, all you guys, in terms of will we rebound? Will we bounce back from this particular episode in our history? Any thoughts?
Failure is not an option. So yes.
Okay. Good.
Like one of the things, like Angie said, we're really resilient, right? And and I'm going to talk about my community, the way we have, supported one another, how we've been there for one another, how we, during COVID time, Angie and I got on the phone a few times trying to figure out a way to, help, small businesses in our community, get back on their feet. And I just think it's just it's a time for us to, be blessed and, have the opportunity to say, what, this is a setback for a major comeback for all of us. Right. So I think, over the next couple of months, we're going to start thriving and it's going to be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
go ahead, Ange.
Oh, I was just going to add on to what Billy said. I agree, 200%. It is a setback for a major comeback. And I think, if anything, the negativity of this last administration and what happened with George Floyd has really presented an opportunity for us to talk very openly about the challenges of being Black in this country, the challenges for Black America. I think a number of organizations and companies have heard us, but there is still an opportunity for us to let them know what we need and how to truly support us. And so I agree with Billy 100%. There is opportunity in this crisis for us.
Okay. Well, you guys, I want to also find out in terms of your relationship with landlords. How has that been during this particular period, knowing that the cash flow is just not there the way it was before? What are you guys doing? You negotiating?
In our particular case, they've been extremely helpful. They own a lot of properties throughout Harlem, so they get it. So this goes back into the whole issue of it takes a village. That being said, it's not like it's free rent and it's all good. So we're doing everything we can to help them because they have a cash flow issue as well.
Gotcha.
So we've been very fortunate. Obviously, we do hear about a lot of people who are not as fortunate. I think that it goes back to a little bit of Black-owned property and property management, and that you have the ability to develop relationships where if you have a developer who just frankly came in within the last 10 years and it's all about the money, then you probably will have an issue with them.
Gotcha. Billy?
I think for us, we were, Cove was a little bit more fortunate than some others because Aaliyah owns the building, but it still weighs heavy on her because that's cash flow for her also, right? And that's another business that she has with real estate. So it's been tough. So I'm not going to say that it hasn't, but we've been a little bit more fortunate than a few others.
Gotcha. Angie, what have you been hearing? Anything from some of the businesses that you've been dealing with?
It's really mixed. As everyone has said, it just really depends on the landlord and the situation of your landlord. Unfortunately, we're going, to lose some of our businesses because their landlords also have to pay a mortgage, and so they haven't been able to provide, any sort of leeway on the rent.
Absolutely. So now, Ange, you're familiar with this a particular program that the city had rolled out called Open Streets. Billy, all you guys, you're familiar with that,
Yes.
right? So thoughts in terms of, let's say, not being able to have major numbers of folks inside, but rolling instead outside onto the street bed. Now, certainly that works fine during the summer and or warm months, and of course when it's not raining. But beyond that, whatever, in terms of for the winter, what are you going to be able to do in terms of being able to show your wares, have your wares still be available to the public, and have people come through? And any thoughts?
I think
Besides, no, go ahead.
I think for the restaurants it's tough, right? Because no matter how you put heaters and you put covers and stuff like that, you still get that breeze, right? That breeze is not going to go away, right? And usually for a lot of restaurants, the fourth quarter is it could be their slow months or it can be their big months, right? However, from a holistic perspective, when you look at it, who really wants to come out of their house to go outside to eat in the cold and eat with a scarf and a jacket on? Usually it's like, the first thing we want to do, we want to go inside and we want to take our scarf and our hat off. But now it's just like, we have to do that. And, and one thing I will say about our community is, we still come outside and we support each other, right? Even on rainy days, I see people still coming to Cove, sitting under the scaffold and just having food, right? Just to get a mental break, just to come outside, get a mental break, and get away from cooking, right? Because a lot of us, we cooked so much during the pandemic, it was just like, okay, I don't want to cook for a couple more weeks, right? So I think it's again, it's a struggle, but I think we're going to find a way to get past the struggle, and we're going to be okay.
Beautiful. And with Nyla, did you guys have any pop-ups onto the street?
Yeah, we've been on Saturdays and Sundays. We've opened up our frontage of the store to local makers at no cost. We take an ongoing list of makers who want to come Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 5, and it's been pretty responsive. We've had some great vendors out there, and we're going to continue it for as long as they're game for being outside. So they check us out. You can give us a call and see what vendors will be featured. But every weekend we'll be doing that through the end of the holiday.
So if you're a maker who been shut out of going to flea markets or vending in any capacity, just look at our website, enroll, and we'll get you out out here with the other makers. And it's 100% free, so we don't get commission or we don't ask for rent. Just a matter of just come out and hustle and hopefully help with your cash flow.
Oh, very nice. Very
Great
nice.
job. That's good.
Yeah. Angie, are there any things 2021? What am I looking at? Am I seeing you actually doing some of your traditional events that you would always do, from your restaurant work to some other Shop Harlem experiences? What do you got planned?
You're going to see us doing more virtual events or hybrid virtual in person. And, honestly, it just, we're taking it one day at a time. It's really difficult to plan too far in advance because, it's great news that the vaccinations will be rolling out soon, but there's still that whole question around timing. There's a lot of people in New York and a lot of folks who need to be vaccinated. And even once they are vaccinated, their comfort level with coming out, that still has to come back. And so you're going to see us producing a lot more virtual content and still letting people know where to go, which businesses are hot and interesting, and where to support.
Okay. Billy, I want to know about some of the nonprofit work that you've been doing with youth. Because one thing that you said in terms of team sports specifically do teach leadership skills. So do tell me about the one that you've created.
So I created a nonprofit organization that's called Counsel Him. Counsel Him is is a mentoring program for young men of color who aspire to be in sports and entertainment. Because one of the things that I realize in our community, and as a coach, as you guys can see from the back, basketball saved my life, and basketball saved so many young men lives that I have coached, and was fortunately able to take so many kids out of their environment and take them across the United States playing the game that they love. But one of the things that I realized when dealing with young people, especially in our community, they aspire to be two things: either a rapper or a ball player. And what I wanted to do with my nonprofit is allow them to see other variables of sports and entertainment that doesn't align them up to be that main focus on the stage, right? So a lot of times when you look at, especially now, everything is digital, social media. So when you look at things, you see the finished product, but you don't see the individuals that's behind the scenes that look just like you, who are making these ball players and these entertainers who they are. Right. So there's the doctors, there's the lawyers, there's the engineers, there's the producers, there's the writers. These are the individuals that I want to highlight and show. Right. So what I did was I created this program where we can have these young men mentored by these individuals in those fields, so they can see that there are so many other ways that you can be successful without being, that main focus on basketball or any type of sports, not to take that away from them. But I just think, a lot of times in our community, we feel that that's the only way out. And I wanted to show them something a little bit different. So I teamed up with several organizations like the NBA Players Association, who we did our initial kickoff with, where we had some executives who came to talk to our young men. And our young men were surprised, right, that there were people who look like them, talk like them, come from where they came from, and who are in the positions that they're in now. So I think it's very important that we mentorship is a driving force in our community.
Wow, it's very, very, very nice to hear. Because Lord knows, in terms of only two options, rapping and ball playing, that's not enough, not at all. So very good. Ange, what are you about to say?
No. Nothing.
I want to ask everybody. We had 2020 has obviously been a crazy year. It seems like 5 years all rolled up in one. But it seems everyone I've talked to has had an upside. That there was something that happened during the year that was unexpected. That was a blessing. So can we all just kind of share what happened to you in 2020 that you're thankful for?
I'll start. That's a good question, Bob. We refer to it in our house as your lemonade. What did you do with your lemonade? And for me, it was about just taking time off of the hamster wheel. I mean, we had a benefit of visiting family for a little while when COVID first hit, which was nice because it really gave me an opportunity to think about I'd always think of things in 10-year intervals. Well, I've been thinking in the last 5 years and where I want to be, creatively, just as an individual, but as a family as well. And so it really allowed me time to sit and think about that. Otherwise, I don't think I would have gotten the benefit of being able to really, with a clear thoughtfulness of where I want to be, and in 5 years. So that's the lemonade for me. Clarity of planning for what's next.
Beautiful. So mental health stuff, huh?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ange?
I would add to that. Katrina's exactly on point. I think it's been good to just take a break from the hamster wheel of life in New York City and just deepen your connections with the people that you care about, as well as deepen the connection with myself. I have been studying philosophy for the last couple of years, and just spending more time reflecting on just being has been good for me.
No, okay. Billy?
I think to piggyback off Katrina and Angie, I think one of the things that for me made me, I think I learned is how to be self-motivated right? Because during COVID, you got to remember that all the things that we thought that we needed that was superficial to us, we really didn't need it, right? Because we had to do it out. I felt like, like you said, the hamster wheel, right? The hamster wheel is something that us as entrepreneurs, we always doing. Like, we never reflect on what we're doing. We always reflecting on what we didn't do, right? So I think this time, for me, I had a chance to self-evaluate what's important, who's important, and how does the longevity of your life impacts, your family and your community. And, that's one of the things that I think that I learned the most, is how to enjoy having to do nothing, right? Because we always feel that it's something that has to be done. But a lot of times, your mental health is more important than anything else, right? And we can try to run businesses and keep them open, and, but, when you, and for me, I'm a single guy, right? So I live alone. So for me, me being around people so much, especially with Cove and basketball and, the movie stuff, it was like, I'm always going, right? So I think when I finally sat down, I realized that I needed to learn how to be with myself, and being with myself was really important, because it showed me some of the things that, that I thought deemed was important. It really wasn't important. So yeah, for me.
Nice. Mark, anything?
Like I shared earlier, just this time with my kids, it was just really a blessing for me. And like I said, I actually, Billy, I actually retired from basketball, so I can't. A 16-year-old, and like I said, at least won one game out of the series. But that was good, and I think the other part was, like all of us, time to reflect. But because we did have two boys watching us, we not only had to step back and reflect, but then we had to move forward, keep our moving, as we would say on the court. Just don't just stand there and watch the game. You're gonna have to play in the game and keep moving, and so that they could see that we weren't totally shut down, with COVID, right? That we actually had some strategy or some plan of how we wanted to move forward. It may not be perfect, but at least we, giving them examples of how we want to move ahead. And I think that was the blessing for us to have those, I hate to say it, but those teachable moments, for them.
Right.
Okay, what about you, DJ Leroy?
Well, for me, definitely the thing that is most important is family and the love of family. No doubt about it. I had a chance to really reflect and observe that, and know that I am married to a wonderful woman who really takes care of me, even if I don't take care of myself. So that is indeed a blessing, and also just someone who has my back. And then also during this particular period, witnessing the growth of my children, in terms of my son James is really like all over it, in terms of realizing the importance of family and that connection, considering my sister had a little health challenge, and he lives there, so to see him kind of like step up, man up, and really get into the breach, so to speak, has been really gratifying. So I'm happy that family and friends, that's really what it's all about. If I should lose all that I have today, but if I have the love of family and friends, I'm good.
And you also had the challenge of James contracting COVID.
Yes. So firsthand,
scare.
It was a scary. So this was early on in March, when he contracted the virus, and also as a result of that, his lungs were compromised because he had pneumonia, and it was so scary because you couldn't be around him. This is a kid who would work out every day. He'd be in the gymnasium to the point where Bob, when I'd see him calling, I wouldn't pick up the phone because I know he said, "Yo, Dad, did you go work out today?" So I had to step away from that. But in this particular instance, fever for 10 days. On the 10th day, breathing becomes laborious. To get the heck out of there, go to the hospital. That's where they checked him out and observed him for 36 hours. But thank God he's on the other side. So anybody who thinks that this is a hoax, I'm here to tell you that it is a very, very real and tragic thing. Because as you know, Night Watchman, we lost a couple of friends during this period.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Oh God! So, anybody else have been personally affected by COVID?
Well, everybody's been
Yeah.
personally affected.
No, I'm talking about some friends or loved ones who may have had the virus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for me, real quick, we had some family friends who unfortunately didn't no longer with us because
Oh Lord.
and it was, we didn't need news to tell us what this was all about, because we were watching how this affected all of us. And we also have friends who are in the medical field, and so we're also getting firsthand about it, and it was just painful, because like you said, we couldn't really be there, and it's also painful being part of Zoom funeral services. That's just bizarre, to do it to a funeral service via Zoom. So it was painful early on for us.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I'm thankful for the resilience that we've seen in the Harlem community. Obviously, New York in general and Harlem, the Bronx in particular, were hard hit early, but we adapted, and I'm glad to see many people wearing masks and social distancing. I still want to see more. I think people slacked off a little bit as a result of the summer, and unfortunately, we're in what looks like a second wave. But at least we know what we went through, and we don't want that. And I don't think we're addressing things as bad as some of the Midwest states. I look at North Dakota and South Dakota, and I just shake my head and say, how could you people look and see what happened here in the spring and not prepare yourself? It makes no sense. But the breadth and diversity of people here, and the way community activists have been so instrumental in making sure people have food and distributing PPE, and all doing that sometimes without support from our governments, but getting it done. And that's how we do it in Harlem. And that's why I'm so grateful for this panel, and grateful for our entrepreneurs and vendors for continuing to be there for us, and showing us a way forward out of all this.
Night Watchman, I understand that Angie, because remember she's coordinating all of this stuff. So she has maybe hop off of our interview. So Angie, do you have some parting thoughts for us, my dear?
Sure. Thank you again for this opportunity to chat with you and your audience. We're so appreciative of all that you do for the Harlem community. And, please check us out, experienceharlem.com. We have a great gift guide, as well as more information about the upcoming events and ways to win prizes and complimentary cocktails.
Well, as you saw, I was already rebuffed by Night Watchman. So should I give my list to you?
Yes, you absolutely should. I have you, and actually, I have something special for the both of you. So,
wow, we appreciate that.
See now, I, just so you know, Night Watchman, it's not because of that she's always invited to the show. Okay, just so you know.
No,
Angie,
she's invited because of all the great work she does. So let's once again talk about Shop and Sip. It's happening December 11th through the 13th, but it doesn't end there. These merchants, these vendors, you can participate with them straight through the end of the year and going on into the next one, and you're going to find goods that you're not going to find anywhere else. It has that unique Harlem flair. So please do your best to get out and support these vendors, support our nice friends from hold on, We've got Nilu, and I want to remind people where they can find Nilu online. I am where did I do? Shopnilu.com. There we go.
Good. I'm glad you have your tags handy.
Hey,
We're
first
also,
class operation.
we're also on Lenox Avenue between 119th and 120th.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. You want to physically get there,
Mm-hmm.
and do tell, of course, Billy.
Well, you can coveloungenyc.com. We're located on 126th Street and Lenox Avenue, right in the heart of Harlem.
And let's say if there are any parents out there who want to get involved in your nonprofit, what do they do?
Yes, you can go on to counselhim.org, and all the information is there.
Got it. Night Watchman.
Well, this has been a great show. I want to thank you guys for coming on. You will see us, and we hope that everybody in the Harlem community, and even if you're not in the Harlem community,
That's right.
but you're just
That's
a
right.
fan of Harlem,
Come.
remember you can either
right.
come or you can shop online. We realize it's difficult for everybody to get there, but you can certainly shopnilu.com. And participate with all these vendors in whatever way that you can.
And Nilu is derived from where?
Our two boys, Nigel and Luke.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, so shout out to Nigel and Luke.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Shop
so much.
Harlem. Shop and sip Harlem. Let's do it.
Thank you so much.
That's it. You got it.
Okay.
All right, y'all. Great
Soul
show.
Lounge Primetime on WHCR 90.3 FM on Monday evenings, and on our YouTube channel all the time. So
exactly. So, Night Watchman,
thanks for joining us.
We